Hi guys, it's back again for episode 2 for an update to my Aqua One Mini Reef 90. Had the tank now for probably about 2.5 weeks. Everything's going okay. I'm still really enjoying it. I've got lots of new inhabitants, probably too many, but I get a little bit impatient and it's become a bit of an obsession. So I'm always thinking about what to do next, what corals to buy, what fish to buy. So I probably need to stop actually. I'm spending a bit too much money, but there you go. Anyway, let's have a closer look. I've changed the aquascape a little bit from the last video, as you can see. Just try to build it up a little bit more at the back. Give the fish a few more little bits of hiding spaces behind, just in case they want to have a little bit of chill out time to themselves. I've also got quite a new lot of fish. I'll show you those. I've got these chromis, these blue-green chromis, you can see. I've got 5 of those at the moment, mostly all the same size. There is a couple of tiny smaller ones. I'll tell you about what's happened to one of the smaller ones in a sec. But yeah, I've got these. They're great fish. They look really plain when you haven't got the lights on, like just a silver colour. But when you have the lights on, they kind of fluoresce green and blue, and they just really shimmer. They're just great fish. They're always active. You know, they really add a lot of movement to your tank. I can't recommend them enough. They're a peaceful shoaling fish, hence that's why I've got about 5 of those. And yeah, they're brilliant. Cheap too, which is a major bonus. Yeah, they're only a few pounds per fish, so that's great. I have got a bit of a problem with one of them. I've got last few days. One of them, I'm trying to find him on the camera, but he hides. He's split up from the group, and he hides behind the rock, sulks in the bottom corner sometimes, and it seems to be totally ostracised from the rest of the gang. So, or shoal, should I say? So I don't know. You know, oh, there he is. He's at the top there, just next to that leather. You see him? He's still quite active. Hides himself well. There's no sign of any disease on his fins or anything like that. You know, it just seems to be just a loner that the other fish don't really want to be friendly with. But when he does come out, they seem to like chase after him, and so he goes back. And I can't really blame him really. He goes back and hides. So I guess that's just nature taking its course. I don't know whether to take him out. I don't really know what to do with him, to be honest. Some advice would be great on that. But yeah, that's the chromis. They're great fish. Really pleased with them. Now, I've had 1 or 2 problems with my water parameters. I'll tell you about the alkalinity first. The alkalinity was quite low, and I was using ready mixed water from the fish shop. These are the Continuum, and I think the alkalinity is about 7 on there. And I was taking readings from my test kit, the Salifert test kits. It was coming out about 6, 6.5, 7. So I was dosing with the oh, I can't remember what it's called now. My mind's gone totally blank. Oh, I'll have to leave that in the notes to the video. So I have been dosing alkalinity, and I have managed to get it up till about 12, 11, 12, which I'm kind of pleased with really. My calcium has been pretty stable, about 380, 400. And my magnesium has been about 1200. I may need to try and boost it up a little bit. I don't really want to be dosing at such an early stage. I want to get my water stable first. I don't want to be dosing everything. You know, you know, I just want to get it stable. You know, I did mention in my first video, I cycled the tank with I can't remember what that's called now. What's wrong with my brain today? It was the nitrifying bacteria from ATM, acrylic tank manufacturer, could be ATM. And so yeah, it meant I could add my fish stock and things quite quickly. Now it's been great. I haven't lost anything. You know, they all look healthy apart from that dodgy old chromis in the corner there. I don't think it's got anything to do with the water, because everything else is thriving. But I have been getting, I've got zero ammonia, absolutely zero. I've been testing ammonia every day, zero ammonia, so that's great. I was getting some nitrates. I was getting about 5 to 10 parts per million nitrate, which for me, I was starting to panic a bit. And then I started getting a bit of nitrite, just traces of nitrite, quite low levels. I've been doing a few water changes. I've been doing like 10-15% water changes. I've probably done 3 or 4 in the last, well, I've only had the tank 2.5 weeks. So, you know, I did one today, because that's when I noticed the nitrite. But I did read actually online that having some nitrates isn't necessarily a bad thing, although it does encourage the algae to grow. And even nitrite is not too bad. You know, I can't reference this. Please take it with a pinch of salt. I only read it from one source, so you know, don't quote me on this. And it's, you know, not the law or anything like that. Even having some nitrite, low levels, in a saltwater tank isn't as devastatingly bad as having nitrite in a freshwater tank. I don't know how much truth is in that. My fish are certainly looking healthy. Everything's looking healthy. Everything's open, the coral wise. So, you know, I'm still going to do the water changes. Still going to try and get rid of it because I don't want it in the tank. But yeah, I think it's just worth noting that you know, I have read this online, so it has stopped me panicking a little bit. But and also the proof is in what you see. You know, everything's healthy. So. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep testing. I don't want nitrite in my tanks. I certainly don't want ammonia, but I haven't had any of that, so that's good. Phosphate has been very, very low, almost undetectable, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I've got a row of phos in there that I changed the other day, so that should be keeping it at bay. I've also got a couple of small bags of carbon in my sump. That is keeping my water nice and crisp and clear. Hopefully mopping up a little bit of rubbish as well. Right, speaking of the sump, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look, because there has been some changes in there as well. Just pop the lights on. I've just got a couple of rubbish old little LED battery powered lights now. Probably need a better solution, to be honest. But yeah, here's the sump. Now you may or may not notice that I've actually changed the skimmer. The skimmer that came with the tank was absolutely dreadful. I gave it every chance. I tried to, tune it in for well over a week, and I only had to look at it sometimes, and it would start spilling over. I'll try and adjust it using the adjusting knobs on there. I think I'd get it right, and then next thing I know, it wasn't skimming at all. And then you'd change it a tiny bit on the adjustment knob, and it would start overflowing. It wasn't skimming anything. It wasn't getting anything out apart from just tank water. It was so noisy. The pump on it, blimey, it was absolutely deafening. And this tank's in my living room, in my lounge area, so it's not something I need to have this noise. So I got rid of that, and I've got this Bubble Magus Curve 5. And as soon as I put it in, it was only cheap actually. It was really, really cheap. I got a really good deal on it because the new models are out now with the DC pumps. So this is cheap as chips, and it's brilliant. I can't recommend it enough. As you can see, I've only had it a couple of days, and there's some nice brown skim in there. It is absolutely quiet as a mouse. It's brilliant. It's so easy to adjust, so easy to install. The cup comes off. It's just got like an O-ring that keeps it on. It's absolutely brilliant, and I couldn't be more pleased with that. I've also got another heater in there. I've just got for a little bit of redundancy. So I've got two heaters running in case one fails. So there's one on the left, one on the right there. So that's great. And I've still got my little controls there for my return pump. That I don't know if I mentioned in my last video. I changed that from the stock pump. I've got a J-Cole DC 4000, which reckons it can circulate 4,000 litres an hour. Not sure. I had it on about half power. It seems to be doing the business. Quite quiet as well actually. So the one that came with the tank was absolutely again really noisy. Probably cost about 10p to make or something like that. And there's my control box there for my power head, J-Cole. Really cheap, brilliant. Actually can't fold it. Really powerful for its size, perfect for my little tank. So yeah, that's the sump area. I'm already on 10 minutes, so I only get 15 minutes to upload on YouTube at the moment. So I'll just update you on some corals that I've got. I've got quite a lot actually. I just can't help myself. I've still got my hammer there, which is doing well. It does go in sometimes, but it's out at the moment and looking quite healthy. Really nice piece that. Clownies are in the way. Look, they're doing really well by the way. No bickering on with the clowns anymore. A bit too soon for them to be paired up, but they seem to leave each other alone. Always together, but they're not fighting. They tend to stay around in this area of the tank. So yeah, they're doing really well. I think they've grown. I know it's difficult to tell, but I really do think they just look bigger. But it's only been a couple of weeks, so I very much doubt it. But just wishful thinking possibly. But yeah, coral wise, there's Mazoas doing well. They always open up as soon as I put the lights on. I've got this lovely Duncan here. It's got 3 heads on it. Well, it's got 4 actually. It's got a little one at the bottom there, you can see. I love this. It's not fully open at the moment because I just noticed one of the snails had gone over it, one of the turbo snails, and it closed up. But I love this. I love this little coral. They're really cheap, and they just add so much colour and also some movement to the tank. So yeah, pleased with that. Strawberry conch there. He's weird.